Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to episode 14 of an overhaul on a Bolex Rex. So, the turret, I've removed it. Again, have another look, and I'm checking the gears, lubricant, CLA essentially, as well as all these micro screws at the end of my pencil eraser. Take a good look at those. So what I'm going to be doing down here is I'm checking all those screws to make sure they're seated properly. They're actually all there to make sure that they are all intact and there's no rust or corrosion. Checking the shutter for any rust or corrosion and the gears inside. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do at the end of my pencil eraser, you look up under the shutter and you see all these gears. I have to CLA those, clean off the old lubricant, trash, whatever's caught under there. First, the shutter spindle here has these micro screws all the way around it, and I've got to loosen those up. Okay? So that's what's going to be done right now. There's one. And go to the next one here and get back to you after they're all done. Okay, so you can, as you can see here, all the screws removed all the way around. So I'm going to take this gear here and I'm going to pull it straight up. It's going to have a little bit of force to it, but I'll work it off of there. Okay, there you are. Place it off to the side. I'll have to clean that. So next, see there's a bit of old gunk here. I'll have to clean that. And I have to remove these screws to get up under here as well. And as I'm continuing to be patient with these screws right here, you do want to be patient with this and take your time. You don't want to strip the screws, you have a worse problem. This I want to share with you. This can pertain to light leaks. Right here with the shutter spindle, right there, you see how dirty that is right there. Some old lubricants, and it's just nasty up in there. Okay. So what you want to do is we'll clean that off in just a bit, and it also gets up into this gear, okay, up inside there. And what will happen during filming, this can prevent the shutter from following through, all right, and your shutter can actually stop prematurely. All right, is what can happen, and it will kind of stop like here, in different areas, and that will expose your film right there. You get those little white lines and different types of flares, orange flares and stuff like that, white flares, different types of things. So close the ground glass here. So I got my white cotton gloves on, so my body oils won't mess that up. So this needs to spin freely, and the oils and lubricants that you use on here in your Bolex, you want to use some quality lubricants. All right, so I'll continue with these screws right here, and we'll get this cleaned up and the gear. Okay, so I have loosened these screws, and I did so with some 3-in-1 oil. Let that sit for quite a while, and I can go ahead and start to have movement here, as you can see. When you apply that oil, any type of lubricant like that, make sure it does not get to any of the glass elements, ground glass, stuff like that. And I'll go ahead and take the rest of these off. Now I'm going to remove this plate. Make sure not to bend the shutter. And it's kind of tough getting it off generally from this spindle right here, and there's a washer up under there. The shutter is essentially not going to move too much because it's screwed down. You can use a toothpick to lift this up. It's not going to come off that easily generally, so you'll have to kind of push in the center. Be careful due to your gears down there. Take a look. There we go. And we're home free. And watch for your under right in here washer. Make sure you don't have one stuck up under here. Okay. So there you go. Careful and take your time in here. Okay. Now you got these washers right here at the end of my pencil eraser, so you have to lift those up and get those out. Maybe I've got two together in here. I'm about to find out. Let's see. Yep, I've got two right there. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this third washer. There we go. I'll place this over here on the bracket for the shutter. Alright, so now I have these 3 screws here all the way around the shutter spindle. Okay. It'll loosen those up, and when you look down in here you can actually see the old graphite grease down in there, and some of the same and dirt on the gears. Okay, on the shutter spindle, some 3-in-1 oil on this toothpick, on these screws at the shutter spindle. Put a touch of oil on each one just to get them unloosened right there, and let that sit for a while. Each one of those screws. Loosen them up. Okay, continuing to free up screws. 1, 2. I finally have movement, as we can see there. It's a good thing. Next, the following screws. 1, 2, 3. Have to lubricate those. That means we flip it over, turret here, and we do so. Three and one again. Okay. We'll add a drop here. Here. And here. I have to let that sit. You can see how rusted they are. Especially this one. Or this one rather. So this is where I am right now. Do I wish I could have gotten further? Always, but I have to be patient. Alright? When you get a Bolex like this, the number one issue is rusted or frozen, corroded screws. You got to remove all that old lubricant and take your time. Alright? Do contact me at Bolex Repair Philippines FB page for parts, servicing, and questions. The same email at bolexrepairphilippines@gmail.com. Do click that bell down there and subscribe for more future videos and past videos on the shutter and the turret. For faster response, Twitter at PaulMorbid, and for gory experimental horror films, do visit the Morbid Team Entertainment page. Until next time, see ya!